I put that fight in other place right now. I think Crawford is a little better than Mayweather, but Canelo have more experience right now. No, and I think
It's really that.
Floyd Mayweather criticized Canelo Alvarez after Alvarez claimed Terence Crawford is a better boxer than him. Mayweather was informed of Canelo's remark when asked to give his prediction for a potential fight between Canelo and Crawford. The boxing legend responded, "Did he really say that? That guy's a clown. I don't respect that clown. He gave me one of the easiest fights of my career."
The last fighters that you fought, they ain't on my level. And
I fought everybody.
The last fighters you fought since 2002.
Mention me one. You
Since
mention me
2002.
one elite fighter. Just one.
You.
Oh, me.
Look,
It's gonna
you.
be me.
I don't
And
care
you
about
will-
nobody else.
And you will see that.
You. So when I beat you, is you gonna be a nobody? When I stuff a mud hole in your, is you gonna be a nobody? You gonna be just.
Soon, boxing fans in the comments agreed with Mayweather, but when asked who would win, Mayweather confidently picked Terence Crawford. Crawford will beat Canelo because he has what it takes. Don't forget, I bet against him on the Bible before, and I'm doing the same with Crawford. Obviously, I'm making money.
You be sizing up, bro. Keep it a stack. Did you in your head size up Floyd? Like, you know what I'm saying? If we was ever keep it real, boss, keep it real.
I'm never that type of guy. I think that's some grimy. Always been happy for him, been a fan of his, and I never imagined us fight.
Yeah.
Canelo never accepts his losses with pride, and one fan hoped Crawford would hand him another defeat. Canelo thinks he's clever, said another. He's disrespecting Floyd by trying to beat Crawford. He claimed he had already beaten a better fighter than Floyd. A third person commented, Canelo's about to get his head knocked again. Just wait, Floyd will tell Crawford exactly how to break him down. Canelo Alvarez saw firsthand why Floyd Mayweather Jr. is considered an all-time great and the best fighter of his generation when they fought in 2013.
His fight and compare it to Mayweather's fight. Do you think Mayweather is like Canelo? Or Mayweather is like Crawford? Or may you the same game plan?
I don't know. I don't really know.
Alvarez was 23 at the time, while Mayweather was 36. Mayweather dominated the bout and won by decision against the inexperienced Mexican fighter. Now, over a decade later, super middleweight King Alvarez is set to face Terence Crawford on September 13th, the four-division champion who has taken the torch from Mayweather and made his mark as a pound-for-pound legend. I think Crawford is slightly better than Mayweather. Alvarez helped build the fight's hype, but he's far more experienced now. This is a completely different matchup. I don't want to compare this battle to others. This fight is one of the greatest in boxing history. Period.
Totally other fight. I don't want to compare this fight with other fights. I think this fight is one of the best fights in the boxing history, and that's it.
Despite Crawford moving up in weight from smaller divisions, bookmakers expect a close contest between these likely first ballot Hall of Famers. According to DraftKings, Alvarez is the betting favorite, while Crawford is considered the underdog. I'm here because of my talents, and discipline, Alvarez said. I don't care what people say about my boxing IQ. If you look at my resume, you'll see I've done everything and faced everyone. I've accomplished it all in boxing. My legacy is already secure. In a recent interview, Floyd Mayweather reflected on his iconic bout with Canelo Alvarez in the super welterweight division.
Every fighter that's gave the sport of boxing their whole life and sacrificed a lot inside that square circle, they should feel that way. So if he feel that way, more power to him. I had one fight, and the fight wasn't actually at a catchweight. It was at a catchweight, but
I had one fight at a catchweight, but that wasn't my idea. Anyone can find that information online. It's all part of the story. At one point, I think Canelo assumed I was scared of him. So he said, Floyd doesn't want to fight me. I'm willing to meet him at 152 or 152 pounds. I called his bluff. I said, if that's what you want, let's do it at 152. But After Canelo made the weight, there wasn't any rule stopping him from gaining more. He weighed in at 152 or 152.5, but I believe he entered the ring around 168 or nearly 170, while I came in at 151 or 150 point.
The fight wasn't actually at a catch weight. It was at a catch weight, but it wasn't my idea. So at one particular time, you guys can, anybody, you can go online and pull this up. It was an article. So with Canelo said, I believe Canelo at one particular time thought I was scared of him, that I was afraid. So
Terence Crawford may have felt this challenge was enough for him, considering how much he had to prepare. But with less than a month until he moves up to a new weight class, despite fans often drawing strong comparisons between Floyd Mayweather Jr. and Terence Crawford, they've never tried to take away Mayweather's rightful legacy. Crawford deeply respects Mayweather, and when asked about their similarities, he had more to say. "He's the king," Crawford said, giving full credit and recognition to Floyd's greatness. He continued, "We have a lot in common in some ways, but we're a bit different because I take more risks." Earlier in his career, Mayweather also took plenty of risks. It all depends on which version of Floyd Mayweather you're referring to. Are you talking about Money Mayweather or Pretty Boy, who was an aggressive finisher? Later, he developed hand injuries that made it harder to maintain the same punching power, and he eventually started moving up in weight to face bigger opponents.
I take more chances.
Excuse me, Crawford.
Right now. But earlier in his career, he was taking a lot of chances as well. So, it just depends on which Floyd Mayweather you talk about. If you talk about Money or do you talk about Pretty Boy? Because Pretty Boy was the seek and destroy fighter.
You're more like Pretty Boy.
Once again, retired.
Floyd, what'd you think of Canelo's performance against Billy Joe Saunders?
I didn't even see it. What do you fight on the app? You said you fight on the app now, right?
Yeah.
Well, the real fighters fight on Showtime.
The more his legacy grows, the more yours grows. Would you agree with that?
In September 2013, Mayweather faced Canelo, a fight for the World Boxing Council and World Boxing Association middleweight titles. It was the 45th bout of the American's illustrious career, and he was up against the young Mexican who was facing his toughest challenge yet. Many expected a difficult test from Mayweather, but the fight turned out to be one-sided, with the American winning on points even though the scorecards were closer than most boxing fans anticipated.
It's really that.
The more his legacy grows, the more yours grows. Would you agree with that?
Oh, no, Canelo?
Right.
Oh, that's the easy one.
We're going to try and get...
People, a lot of times guys be like, well, I'm bigger. I got a longer reach. I'm a better fighter. Do that. I got a strategy. Yeah.
Money dominated the fight from start to finish, using his skills to outperform Canelo over 12 rounds and winning by majority decision. Despite being the clear winner, Judge C.J. Ross scored the fight 114-114, surprising many in attendance, including Mayweather himself. Reflecting on the build-up to the fight, the 47-year-old didn't hold back when describing Canelo's boxing skills, summarizing the match in just 3 words: he was nothing. Mayweather added, "You can take someone like Canelo, I'll tell you the truth about him. The guy was easy to handle. Everyone's praising him, but he was nothing. I was almost 40. And I had no trouble beating him." Mayweather retired a few years later, but Canelo remains one of boxing's biggest stars, winning world titles at middleweight, super middleweight, and light heavyweight, and becoming undisputed at 168 pounds. After his loss to Mayweather, Canelo went on a 15-fight winning streak, claiming multiple world titles. Now, he's preparing for another major fight against fellow pound-for-pound great Terence Crawford later this year. Some analysts worrying the weight difference from Crawford moving up from 154 pounds to 168 pounds might be too much. Since Canelo is naturally bigger, many expect Canelo to win by knockout, similar to when he defeated the smaller Amir Khan. who also moved up multiple divisions. When asked if he was concerned about Canelo's power, Mayweather said, "Not at all. Inside the ring, I've felt this before. After more than 20 years in boxing, I've never been surprised by anything like it."
Canelo did what he had to do to get the victory.
What do you want next? It seems like that's going to be the fight tonight. Terence Crawford versus Canelo Alvarez, the biggest fight in boxing.
Well, Canelo's the face of boxing. He's the best fighter for Terence Crawford out there. He's the biggest fight for Terence Crawford out there. So that's why Terence Crawford want to take the opportunity to share a ring with another great.
How do you beat him?
Mayweather's comments could boost Crawford's confidence, especially considering Canelo's inability to stop his last 5 opponents. The 34-year-old from Guadalajara, Mexico, currently holds the Unified World Boxing Council, World Boxing Association, and World Boxing Organization 168-pound titles. He's expected to defend his belts against fellow pound-for-pound star Terence Crawford later this year, in what could become one of the biggest fights in boxing history. Canelo's only other career loss came in 2022, when he was decisively defeated by former WBA light heavyweight champion Dimitri Bivol.
The weight differences, what's your kind of response to that, Terence?
That's why we fight the fight. So September 12th, we all gonna see if the weight gonna make a difference or not.
Do you want to fight him twice and then retire? Is that kind of the ideal thing for you?
One fight at a time, one fight at a time.
What did you make of, I know you didn't say much on tonight, the effectiveness of William School? He came to decision as opposed to win the fight.
It has been nearly 12 years since Canelo Alvarez suffered his first career loss to the legendary Floyd Mayweather. Young Alvarez was just 23 years old when he got the chance to face boxing's pound-for-pound maestro. Simply put, the money and opportunity were too good to pass up. Almost as expected, due to his limited experience at the highest level, Alvarez came up short in that big fight at the MGM Grand in Las Vegas in September 2013. While one judge scored the fight a draw, the other to gave Mayweather a comfortable win. Since then, Canelo has reflected on that night and what might have been. It's clear that he, along with many experts, believed the opportunity came too soon for the Mexican star. Now 34 years old, Alvarez has become boxing's biggest pay-per-view draw and is ready for even greater challenges after signing a historic fight deal with Saudi Arabia's Riyadh season. His first fight under this deal will be a super middleweight title unification against Cuban William Skelton on May 3rd in Riyadh.
I tried to beat him because, if you beat him, you want to be the best in the world at 23.
What do you think was so impressive about him?
His experience, he's so smart. He have everything in a fighter, a complete fighter. He don't have power in the punches, but when you that kind of fighter, you don't need it.
You think that was the toughest fight you faced?
No.
What do you think?
I think he's a tough fight.
I think he's in for a tough fight. However, many see this as just a warm-up for the big event and epic showdown against welterweight and super welterweight king Terence Crawford. Canelo versus Crawford would mean moving up to weight classes for the biggest fight of his career, and it's clearly the biggest match boxing can make right now. It's planned for September, assuming Alvarez takes care of business on May 3rd. In an interview with Ring Magazine's Mike Coppinger, the Guadalajara native admitted he believes the fight against Mayweather would be completely different now. He feels he's a different Canelo today, and a bout with Crawford whose style is similar to Floyd Jr.'s could help prove it. When Coppinger suggested this, Alvarez responded, "I'm now a more experienced fighter. I always thought I needed a few more years before facing Mayweather. But things happened, and I've learned a lot, so I don't blame myself. Still, it's a chance to show my current fighting level."
And then he just stopped doing what he was doing earlier. I don't know. I can't call it.
Do you think Canelo slipped as a fighter?
No, I don't. I just think that, William was doing a good job neutralizing Canelo power punches. He was just moving a lot.
Do you think that's a style you have to employ in points of the fight?
I don't know, because if you watch the styles that beat him, they didn't move a lot. They moved a little bit, but not as much.
I'm not even a fan of that fight. They're too many weight classes apart. And although the skills, Crawford is one of the best fighters that I've seen. Now, Canelo is, fighting at 168. Crawford just moved up to 154, and he had some trouble with that in that fight. Now, where do you plan on going? 164?
Crawford, known for his versatility and technical skill, plans to move up to weight classes to face the undisputed super middleweight champion. This bold jump has divided opinion among boxing experts. Former heavyweight world champion Deontay Wilder is one of the prominent voices expressing concern. In a recent interview with S News, Wilder warned about Crawford's significant weight increase from 147 to 168 pounds. "That's simply too much," Wilder said. "You can switch from southpaw to orthodox when facing heavier fighters, but it feels different. It's like being a beginner again. I'm not saying you can knock someone out or hurt them, but it likely takes longer." The way punches are absorbed changes a lot as weight increases. Since Wilder's comments, Crawford has narrowed the weight gap by winning the World Boxing Association Super Welterweight title. However, despite this progress, there is still a 14-pound difference between him and Canelo Alvarez, which could be crucial in deciding the fight. Canelo, known for his relentless power and stamina, has proven to be a dominant force at super middleweight. Despite two career losses both by decision, he consistently shows exceptional defense and resilience, securing his status as one of boxing's toughest opponents. This matchup promises to be an electrifying event and a significant challenge for Crawford.